Hi everyone, today I am going to be doing a little review of these pencils. It's possibly a little difficult to see them. I was sent these for free to review by a company called Grabie. They sent, or Grabie? Not sure. They send me quite a few things to review, so I need to tell you that you know, I've had these free. I'm not being paid to review them, but I did have these sent to me for free. Now there's 24 of these pastel tone pencils in this pack, and the brand here is Marco, not a brand I'm at all familiar with. It's a sort of plasticky pack. Just going to open out. I haven't taken them out of the packet yet, so we shall open them out. I'm just going to tip them out and make a big mess, and we'll have a look at each one of them. Oh, there's a bit of plastic that's come out as well. I think they were separated, each layer, with a bit of plastic. We'll just move that to the side. I don't want to put them on my book in case they start writing. So here you can just basically see them. We'll just grab one. Here's one. Whoops. So they are, they've got quite a nice matte wood finish. It's not too shiny. The text is written in white, so it's really difficult for you to read. And it just says 9100 colour pencil Marco, and they all say the same. Actually, I'll show you it on that one, you can see it then. So there's no way of identifying the different colours. I find that with the budget brands, this does seem to be the case, which can be a little bit annoying, but it is what it is. We're just going to try out all the different shades and see that we probably... This is a cream, it's not white, but I don't think it's going to show up on the book. I picked this picture because I thought it would look quite nice in pastel tones, but I'm going to zoom in so we can concentrate on some more specific areas and you can actually get to see the colours. Let's move in. There we go. What I'm going to do is we'll do these leaves and we'll start with some greens. Now there are probably two greens, I'm thinking. Those two are green, whereas these... bit more bluey maybe, and that one is sort of yellowy green and a yellow. So anyway, we'll make a start and just see how the colours come out. I'm still not convinced whether that's a blue or a green, but we're going to make a start. If we go over it in yellow, it'll change it. I just a tip, I've got a book under here because this is quite near the beginning of Magical Jungle, and it's quite, so there isn't much book underneath it, so I've put another Johanna Basford underneath to give me some cushioning. So there's a layer of that green. It's quite a bluey green. It's still definitely green in my head, but I know we don't all see colours in exactly the same way, which I find quite fascinating. Obviously some people are colourblind. Let's make it quite difficult if you're a colourist, but also I don't think we all see colours the same. So I'm taking that up to there, and I'm going to do this one the same as well. I'm actually going to do a bit of colouring while I review. Now they're quite soft. You saw the end snapped a little bit. You know I'm heavy-handed. There isn't a brand of pencil I don't do that with. You can see there's a little bit of debris coming off them, but I think that bodes well for blending, but we're going to see. Because I'm going to blend it with this other green, and I'm going to go over the whole thing just because I'm not sure these two shades work that well together. I think if I put a bit of this over the top, it will, I'm shadowing it so you can't see, it will change the colour. You can see how that looks a little bit different. It will help it to blend together nicely. I think that looks quite nice. I don't know about you. Now, pastel colours seem to be quite in vogue at the moment. I've noticed that, you know, Castle Arts have brought out their pastel set, and I think it's probably since Holbein brought out, Holbein have had a pastel set for a long old time, but obviously they are pretty expensive, and so I think other manufacturers have sort of cottoned on that people like these Holbein sets. I like how they blend. People like these Holbein sets, and so they're bringing out their own to sort of compete, as it were. And it's quite nice having some budget sets available, because apparently people buy Holbein from Amazon Japan. I'm just going to sweep away some of that debris. Whoops. I apparently hit my tripod with my brush. There we go. So you can see I rather like that effect. I'm going to have to zoom out or find something else to colour for the next little bit. What should we do? So I can't move my book too much. Hang on. I can now. There we go. I've got a lot of stuff on my desk. It's not ideal, but hey. Right, let's do a little bit of this. It's quite a big plant. We've got some smaller flowers. There are, yeah. I've got some smaller flowers at the top. Maybe it'd be better to do some of those. It won't take so long. There we go. Okay, I'll put those greens away for now. Where should we start? Should we start with some pinks? I'll show you the pinks, because there are quite a lot, which I guess you might expect from a pastel set. Now, Grabie on their website advertised this set as macaron, but I just think it's their pastel. So some of these, I think this one, hang on, that one, and this one look more orangey, and some of them, these look more purpley. So that's quite interesting. What I think I'll do is I'll do all these flowers in slightly different pink tones. I'm going to try and pair them up so that we have two different pinks and we can see how they blend together. So I'm going to pick these two, seem to go quite well in my opinion. So I'm going to use the darker one for the petals, and I'm going to try my usual technique, which is to make it a bit darker near the centre and lighter towards the edge. Now I haven't sharpened these at all. So sometimes pencils work a lot better when they've been sharpened. That looks quite peachy to me, not that pink. But I think I need to sharpen that to get into the into that centre without keeping going over the edge all the time. There we go. That sharpened very nicely. Oh, it's quite dark today. I feel like I can't see. There, nice sharp tip. I can see actually, but I feel like the film doesn't look very light. I don't know what's going on. So I'm just pressing a bit harder near the centre to see whether I can get different amounts of colour out of the pencil, which I can if I go a little bit more layers. There is quite a bit of debris where I'm pressing, but some pencils just do that. I don't know if it's to do with whether they're wax or oil. You know that I'm very ignorant when it comes to these things. I really should have used my brush. Now in the centre I'm going to use this lighter colour. I don't know if it's going to be a bit too pale to show up. This is the only thing with pastels, because obviously they're really pale. So we'll see. I think I'm just trying to go fairly hard across all of it so that we can see some colour. I think it's okay. Now the next set of pinks I'm going to use are these two. I think they go quite well together. I'm trying to pick the darkest for the petals like I did for the last one. And again, do it a bit harder near the centre and lighter towards the edge. Now, if I was comparing these to Holbeins, for example, I don't know if any of you have got those, I'd say it's obviously a big difference with regards to the shape of the pencil. These are hexagonal, Holbeins are round. The Holbeins feel slightly softer, I would say. These are still fairly soft. You can hear a bit of scraping on the paper, which I don't get with the Holbein. They're a little bit softer. But I've been finding these easy to lay down. They're quite vibrant, but not neon-y, because some pastel pencils seem too bright for me. Now we're going in with this slightly lighter shade just to do the centre. Yeah, so far so good. One thing I have found with another set that I got sent by Grabie is that the leads weren't glued. It's a different brand. Weren't glued very well inside the pencils. So I'm going to use these two for the last one. So what that meant was that my favourite colours that I'm using from the set sometimes I start pressing and the lead disappears up through the wood. It hasn't been glued in. Now for me, that isn't too much of a problem because my husband is very good at gluing. So what he does, little trick for you, he pushes the lead down, so from this end, push it in slightly and squirt some glue inside there, and then push the lead back up into the correct position, and then cover the whole end with glue, and then that holds it in place. So that's what he does. So it is fixable if you're okay at gluing. I can't be trusted with glue because I just get it all over me, all over the place, and make a right mess. But I'm sure most people can be. I'm a terror. I'm just so messy with everything. I think it's because I like to do things quickly. I'm fast, and so I rush, and so it doesn't always pay off. So this one is quite a vibrant pink. I quite like it. There we go, and we'll do the centre bits with the slightly lighter one, as I said. Some of the barrels of these are slightly dirty. They seem to have debris on them. It's not dirt that's sort of on the paint. I don't know why, but that doesn't bother me too much. There's not a noticeable smell. Some pencils have a smell, which people don't like, which isn't surprising. Okay, that's all the pinks. I'm going to do the centres. I'm just having a look for a yellow. We've got 2 yellows. I know I don't usually do yellow centres, but they look quite similar. The barrels are really different. This one looks a lot more lemony, but the centres look really almost like the same colour. So I'm going to use the slightly darker one. And I just do a circular centre. I might try those out again in a minute because that's quite a small area, but we'll see. What should we move on to? We've got some blues. We'll do this one. Now the blues got quite a lot of blues. Oh, got all those blues. Okay, that's quite a nice selection. I'm going to start with what looks to me like, actually that's a purpley blue. I'm going to leave that to pair up with a purpley blue. So I'm going to use this blue for this flower here, and do the darkest one in the middle, and just do these sections. And what I'm trying to do is fade it a little bit towards the edge of each bit, section of petal I should say. I think it's quite hard to fade this one. It's quite vibrant. It might just be me being too fast. I'm just rushing there. See, that's a lot lighter there than there. There we go. I'll use this. We'll use the lightest shade for the outside, shall we? Just for something different. It's quite difficult for me to tell you which ones I'm using, but I'll just give you an idea. See, that's the lightest blue. That's still quite a nice. You can see it, but it's nice. I quite like this one. I think it'd be nice for sort of icy blue. Now I'm sort of in a wintry mood rather than a pastel mood really. But I thought, Grabie said to me, do you want to choose something to review? And I thought, oh, let's go for the pastel pencils because everyone seems to be using those at the minute. I've actually got another set which I've been sent. These are comparable to those actually, I would say. Just trying to remember which blues I've used with these different ones for my next flower, which I'll move carefully into shot here. Yeah, I think these compare well. The other set I've got are slightly smoother on the barrel, slightly more matte. I don't know if you've used Staedtler Ergosoft, you'll know what I mean by matte on the barrel. It's really soft to hold. But unfortunately with the Ergosofts, if you leave them out, they can get sticky and dirty and nasty. Some people don't experience that, but I used to leave my tin open on my desk all the time. This is when I only had 2 sets of pencils. I used to keep my Polly's open on one side and my Ergosoft open on the other, and I could just dive in and out, which was great. Now I've got lots of sets, I don't do that, and I realise also that it's better to keep them in their tin closed to sort of preserve them and look after them a little bit better so they don't get dusty. Because my Ergosofts were getting sticky, and my polychromos, the trays, were getting dusty. So I now put them away, and also I have lots of other sets, so I don't always use those. I'm very lucky. So anyway, so the barrels, as I say, are matte and feel nice like that. I'm going in with a slightly lighter one for the outside, which is good. But they're not quite as nice as the other set I've got, which I'll show you. These called Pastel. With regards to the feel of the barrel of those feels much nicer. To colour with, I would say they're on an even par. Here I've got 24, that set there's only 12. In fact, when I looked at these on their website, I thought, are they the same? Because sometimes I know companies seem to bring out the same pencil with different brand names in different countries and things like that, especially with the more budget lines. So I couldn't work out if they were the same brand or not. But they're not, because they're a different shaped pencil. I thought these were triangular, but they're not. They're hexagonal. And for me, that makes no difference. I find I get a bit of a callus here. Look at that line on my finger. If any pencil's got a line in it, but my fingers are used to colouring and used to pencils. I actually find it's worse. I get a worse one on my little finger there, look at that. And that's from leaning on the book. If I use pens, I get a worse one, and I really have no idea why. It makes no sense at all. It's very odd. I think mine's worse at the minute because I've been using a lot of glitter pens. I don't know whether it's running over the rough glitter or something. I really have no clue. I'm going to do this one in the purpley blues just because we can. So this, as I say, this was sort of what I would say is a blue, and this looks more like an ultramarine, I think. Now what we've been doing is the darker one in the middle, so I better do that as well, hadn't I? So that's definitely quite purpley. I rather like that shade, to say. I saw a Christmas picture this morning, coloured in pastel shades. It was gorgeous, but it still looked really festive. I don't know how. I was thinking about trying to do that, and I just couldn't think of a way to do it, so I just decided to do this picture because it's one of the last ones I've got to do in my magical jungle before I get it finished, and do a flip through, which is really exciting. I've been finishing books galore at the minute. I finished 30 Days of Creativity, I finished Johanna's Christmas, wow. And but I've sort of, next year, I'm saying next year, I don't know when this video is going out, probably this year. I'm not sure whether I'll finish any books because I've got lots of very newly started, I don't know if that's the right way to say it, books. I know Johanna's got a new book coming out in October, and when she brought out Worlds of Wonder, I finished it in a few months, and 30 Days of Creativity I finished it in a month, or less than a month. But 30 Days of Creativity didn't have a lot going on in it with regards to backgrounds or details, and same with Worlds of Wonder. Her new book, however, is different. I'm just trying to figure out what we're doing. We're going to do the middles of these two in this slightly lighter yellow. Well, that's quite lemony. It does look different to that one. I can see a difference. Right, we need some orange. Where are we going to put our orange? And we've got some purple as well. Ooh. Let's move up a bit. Right, we've got, those are leaves, aren't they? Flowers, flowers, flowers. I know. Sorry, I'm going to move again. over here to these big ones, these ones. I'm going to do these in orange. Got two shades like this. I'm going to do the darker one for the centre and the outside and the lighter one in the middle. Yeah, her new book, I don't know if you've seen any of the previews. I've seen one. I think she's only done 1 or 2 pictures. I've seen one with lots of plant pots, little tiny plant pots with little leaves, and one with an origami room with lots of little tiny items. And if every picture is going to be that detailed, it's not going to be a quick book to finish. It will take a long time. Pages like the Wonder Room with lots of details, or Pika's room in Ivy, pages like that, they take a long old time. And I also have to be in the mood. I really enjoy colouring detailed pictures like that at times, but I have to be in the right frame of mind for it. So I feel it's not going to be a quick book to finish, but that's okay. So I don't know if I'm going to finish any books next year. Here's the lighter one going in. I'm going to try and make it a little bit darker at the bottom. Oh, I like that colour. I wouldn't say it was necessarily pastel. Maybe it is, but it's nice. I like it. Looks like mandarin oranges. Delish. Let's get some oranges in for Christmas. It's probably after Christmas when you're watching this. I haven't worked out where to schedule this video. Quite funny. I shall have to have a think. I might do it as a bonus video actually, because I've got so many bits and bobs packed in. Liking that. I know these are usually red or white, but I don't care about trying to make them look real today. I'm just having fun, and I think that's what colouring should be all about. But so anyway, I don't know. I might sort of take like one of Rita Berman's and just work on just one of her books, but hers, they are so lovely. What am I looking for? Something to do purple. This one, I can't see it all. I can't get the book any. There. Right, that's orange. I think we've done the greens, apart from that one. Okay, these are the purples. I think some people might prefer a few more, but remember we had those blues that were quite purpley, and we had some pinks that were sort of magenta-y. So what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to use the dark on those 2 bits and on this sort of loopy bit, I think, and then use the lighter one elsewhere. Now I'll obviously finish this picture, and I will use just this set to finish it. I don't know how quickly I'll finish it. It'll be in the flip through, but this review might go out after the flip through. I'm not sure, because I've got 3, I think. I haven't double checked. I always have to double check before I actually do a flip through, just to make sure I haven't missed a page. But I think I have only got this page and 2 doubles left, and both the doubles I've started because one of them I just started in the evenings, to just when I had a bit of spare time, and the other one I started for a series of videos, but I haven't finished it. So I've got to get those finished, and then I can do my flip through. One of them is quite wintry and the other one isn't, which is quite fun. Sometimes it's fun mixing it up a little bit. I've done a few Christmassy, wintry themed ones in here. So that's the dark, and now we're going to go in with the lighter one. What I'm going to try and do though is make it a little bit darker in the middle. That's a lovely shade. And lighter as we go out. And I think we should try and blend some more. I know we did it on the leaves initially, but I think sometimes it's quite good to look at colours that aren't so close. So, you know, a pink and a purple, or a, I don't know, something like that, so that we can see whether they really mix together well. Because I tend to do that for my review videos. But I'm just going to fade this one out and see how it looks. It's looking good, I think. Just going to do those bits maybe in a bit darker. I've got a lot of green on that bit. Whoops, never mind. So I'm trying to have a think and a look about where I might use a mix of colours. Trying to see what the time is as well. Got to go out soon. It's a bit early yet. I need to make sure the shops I'm going to are open. Last time I went to the shop it wasn't open, and I arrived for when it was due to be open, so I think maybe the owner, it's a little independent shop, maybe the owner struggles to get up early enough or get in, might be fighting through traffic, so I shall leave it a little bit later. I also need to buy a few gifts and I can't think of what to buy, so I need to get my thinking cap on and decide what shops to pop in and grab something from. So it's gifts from a few little things from my boys. You think, yeah, I'm the best person to know what to buy them, but it's quite tricky. Right, there we go. There's our flower. So that's nearly all of the colours done. We haven't done these two. Now that cream, I think, actually looks quite yellowy looking at it. Maybe we'll do, I know, let's do the branch. Let's just do this bit. Let's do, I think this looks quite neon. And then we'll do this cream on top. It doesn't really show up, but it does sort of tone down that neon a little bit, I think. I'm not sure what you think, but anyway, I think it makes it look more yellowy, which is nice. Okay, mixing. Can we find another flower? There we go. What we'll do is the centre of this flower here will go from a dark purple to a pink. I'll just grab a pink like that. Okay, and then we'll so we'll start with a purple in the middle, and we'll do a dark layer. This will be the last little bit of this review. I know it's going on quite a long time, isn't it? So we'll do a dark layer here, like that, and then we'll just start, to fade it out towards the edge. Like that. Okay, then we'll get our pink. Let me just move the yellows out of the way so I don't pick them up by mistake. And what I want is a darker layer. I'm not going to do that very outside here. I'm going to do a really dark layer around the edge here first without worrying about the purple. Like this. And then we'll start to mix them up in a minute. So now I'm going to pull that colour down but fade it as I go towards the middle in the hope that it will mix up with that purple and make a pretty transitional sort of pinky purple colour. Okay. Like that. So far so good. Now, I grabbed the purple again, so that's my computer whirring. And go back in. I had thought about having a separate colouring desk to computer desk before, but it's quite handy because I can see if my boys send me a message while I'm making a video and I don't worry about it. I can just keep a little eye, which is nice. As you know, my boys are most important. So I'm overlapping again with that purple. Now back in with the pink and overlapping back again. This might be the last layer. I think this is working really well. I think they're blending up nicely. There we go. So you can keep layering and layering until you get the effect that you want. Let's just brush that off. There we go. I'm going to leave that there. So there is our review. I think I'm just checking. I think I've tried every colour. Did I do those? No. I think I just did these two greens for those leaves. And I don't think I did these two, which are sort of bluey greens. I'm going to use those for these two. Let's just do those two. I'm pretty sure we haven't. So I'm going to use the darker one. Though that looks like I've used it, but that one doesn't. Oh well. Let's go for it. So I'm going to use the darker one here. I'm only going to do one of these two leaves, although I want to do both. I'll do the other one after I've stopped the camera. I'm getting carried away now. I just want to finish this picture. But, I won't, because gosh, you're going to be like, I haven't got an hour and a half to watch you, sorry. Right, so there's the base. You can see it's quite bluey. And there's the other one, which I think is also going to be quite blue. I'm just going to start at the top, and then you can see the colour. And we'll just mix them together in the middle. They work quite well together, I think. There we go. Okay, so in conclusion, I would say I've got no idea how much they cost. There will be a link in the description, but I think they're really good for the price. You know, I know they're a budget pencil. I mean, like, compared to Holbein's, which are £3 a pencil, I think these are probably less than £1 a pencil, which is, you know, a third of the price. It's pretty good. They've held their point well, they've sharpened well, they blend well, there's a nice range of colours, you know, and what's not to like? And they were free, haha! But sorry, they won't be free for you, but they were for me, so I'm a very lucky girl, very lucky. So there we go. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that was fun, useful, and gave you something to think about, and maybe gave you a few ideas as well. So there we go. So thank you so much for watching, and happy colouring.